Hi, my name is Katherine Dolson. This is my informative speech, and I'm going to pan around to show my audience. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the way over here is 5. So again, 5 members of the audience. So, this down. And all right, this is Waco, a city that reclaimed its name and its story, by Katherine Dolson. When I mention the name Waco, Texas, what comes to mind? For many, the name Waco generates so many different images in their minds. For history enthusiasts, they think of plantations, cotton, and cattle. Some think of the Chisholm Trail or the Texas Ranger Outpost. Those that are affiliated with the military might recall Connally Air Force Base, and college students might think of Baylor University. However, for others, it brings back memories of hardship and tragedy, including the devastating tornado that struck the city in 1953. Or 40 years later, the 51-day siege led by the federal department on the Branch Davidians that came to a bloody and fiery conclusion on April 19, 1993, as stated by Conger. After the Waco siege, or as others refer to the event, the Waco Massacre, the city became known around the world for images of the smoke, terror, and devastation the event caused. The real tragedy is that this event did not happen in Waco, but 11 miles outside of town in Axel, Texas. Yet the name Waco has become permanently linked to the tragedy. After the event, for decades, when people heard Waco, they could no longer separate what had happened with the people who lived their lives, work, and raise families there in the city. A culture that had been growing for generations was wiped out in one moment because of something that happened 11 miles away. But cities, like people, are defined by how they respond to tragedy and how they choose to move forward. Waco is an excellent example of this. In the years following 1993, Waco had to face a difficult reality. The city's public image had been damaged. Much of the media attention it received was negative, and its economy was suffering. Changing that image would be difficult and would not happen overnight. It would take extensive action and community support to make the change in public opinion. The city of Waco devised a plan to revitalize from the inside out with a focus on infrastructure, tourism, education, and renewing their downtown and local communities along the Brazos River. One major step in that transformation came in 2014 when Baylor University opened McLean Stadium overlooking the Brazos River. More than just a football stadium, McLean physically and symbolically breathed new energy into the riverfront. It connected the university, the city, and the waterfront in a whole new way. Downtown Waco began to see this new momentum as hotels, restaurants, and housing developments were built. These developments encouraged people to gather in the heart of the city once again. Then, in 2015, another major turning point arrived. Local entrepreneurs and HGTV stars Chip and Joanna Gaines transformed an abandoned industrial property into the Magnolia Silos. A once sad, overlooked, and abandoned property in the heart of the city is now one of the most popular and recognizable destinations in Texas. The silos became a masterclass in the adaptive reuse by taking something old and worn and giving it new purpose. Almost overnight, Waco's national image began to change. The city was once avoided became a go-to destination for tourism. Since the silos opened, Waco tourism has grown 5-fold from 500,000 visitors in 2014 to 2.7 million in 2018. Retail spending in Waco has almost doubled since 2000, reaching 321 million in 2018, as stated by Grotzinger. Visitors came not only for shopping, amazing food, but to visit the Texas Ranger Museum, catch a Baylor football game, and visit the Dr. Pepper Museum, as well as to relax and explore the Brazos Riverfront. While Magnolia Market did not change Waco's image by itself, it shone a spotlight on what the city was already doing and brought positive media attention to the city. A resident of Waco, Austin Meek, said, They bring people to Waco, and we try to capture those folks. But indirectly, it's the PR change. Waco used to be known for David Koresh, and now it's known for Chip and Joanna. This makes us more marketable, as stated by Grosinger. Today, Waco's revitalization continues with the city's 12 to 20-year project to redevelop the city by adding parks, better roads, and more housing, as well as adding recreational venues and stadiums. The goal is to expand its downtown area into the to the Brazos and to create a welcoming, beautiful urban center with many walkable paths and activities for people to enjoy, as stated by Sikowski. That is what makes Waco's story so meaningful. Revitalization is not just about increasing tourism, it's about the city's identity. Tom Bach, the director of strategic initiatives for the city of Waco, stated, "The project boils down to trying to reestablish the gravitational center of our community at the river," also stated by Sikowski. It's about community and how they decided that it will be known for more than just the past and the devastation. While Waco has not forgotten its history, it has chosen to honor the whole story, a story full of culture, faith, education, entrepreneurship, perseverance, and local pride. Over the last 30 years, Waco has shown that a city can outgrow tragedy without erasing it from the history books. It can carry history honestly forward into the future, and it can transform abandoned buildings into thriving gathering places, lonely riverfronts into destinations, and public perception into renewed possibility and hope. So when we talk about Waco today, we should talk about more than just the tragedies that came before, and instead talk about how a city reclaimed its name. We should talk about how the community that invested in itself and never gave in, and we should talk about how the city turned a negative national attention into an opportunity to make a lasting transformation. In conclusion, Waco is no longer defined by tragedy, but by its resilience. It is defined by rebuilding, and it is defined by a community that believed their story wasn't finished. Today, that story continues to be written along the Brazos River, in its downtown streets, and in the lives of the people who proudly call Waco home. And then I have to scan again. So scan one more time. Everyone is still here. I didn't drive them away. And that is done.